Kombucha's fermented. It's not alcohol.
You better not talk.
It just, if it's to a level, it
No, hey.
Do not talk.
We're live, guys. We're live. Look. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Wayward 7. I am your forever DM, as always, Will. We have another exciting episode for you tonight. Episode, I want to say 15. I can't remember. Yeah, am I right?
15.
Woo! I'm bad at math. Anyways, before we get started tonight, as always, we have, I'll say actually a couple things before we get to Ethan. If you notice on either side, I'd like to welcome Evan and Jack.
Hi.
Go ahead and introduce yourself, guys.
Hi, I'm Jack.
Who are you?
I'm Jack.
It's Jack.
And
That's Jack.
yeah, a fun fact is I also do theater.
Okay, cool. This is a class.
Hey, my name is Evan. Fun fact about me is I have been a professional ballet dancer since I was 4 years old.
I love the
Do a
fun
little
fact.
dance.
Professional.
Fun fact.
There's
Yeah,
no
super
space,
professional
No space to do a little dance.
With sticking
Do a
out
little
my
dance right now.
Do up your. Oh.
Oh.
Yeah, you saw that?
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
My leg hurts now.
All right, Ethan, you want to take it away?
Okay. So this is really unfortunate timing because today is International Women's Day, but Darby is sick and is not here, and I can't really fill in for her. We're going to do something really fun with Darby and Lauren, but instead you're stuck with me, as always. But that should not stop you from grabbing the subscribe button by the throat and then like kind of petting his head and being like, sorry, I didn't mean to do that, and then still subscribing, and then also smacking the bell on your way out.
Okay, well, yeah, thank you, Ethan, and once again, hope you get well soon, Darby. I'm sorry, she's sick, but she'll be back. All right, Lauren.
Now to me, the only woman in this room on International Women's Day.
This is such a rare occasion.
This is
it's
very
normally
rare.
the other way around.
It is the other way around usually. But anyway, also as always, you should subscribe to our Instagram account where we post updates and fun little things. Also, Keegan's here again.
Hey.
It's hard to see him way down there.
Not to mention this
And
guy.
he wore a black shirt
We
to blend in with the background.
It
It
looked like
blends in
15
well.
on stealth. I don't know. Anyway,
Best in green screen.
subscribe to our Instagram and our TikTok.
You
See
subscribe
what
to
happens.
Instagram?
All right.
Follow.
Follow.
So does anybody have anything else to say? We all good? Everybody?
Just
Okay.
happy to be here.
All right. So with that being said, let's go ahead and roll the intro.
Bankston's farm.
Was it actually?
Yeah.
Hey, hey,
Oh.
What did I say, Lauren? Oh, what did I say? Okay, anyway, welcome back. Let's go ahead and jump into tonight's game. So, last time, there was a fight. A battle between elements. Frost and fire waning. A war. With an unfortunate group of people stuck in the middle of it. Unfortunately, this massive fire elemental and frosty salamander, one might say, had a fated battle where Rena and a newly discovered Wiggum was caught in between. They weighed their options and opted to hold off for a second. However, the rest of the party noticed the commotion, the sounds of the clattering of stone and stalagmite and stalactites being shattered against the wall, the fire roaring, and heard. They followed, breaking through what appeared to be a false wall of sorts in one of the abandoned shacks deep within the tunnels. Breaking through, they seemingly came across ruins of sorts. And after Icarus bravely flew through the many traps, setting off tripwires, pressure plates, and blades,
Bravery.
he made it to the other side, making his way over to Rena and Wiggum, and assisted them in their hopeful survival. Luckily, Darrow and Asani were not far behind as they trailed just after the traps had been set off, and luckily some of them were able to get through a bit easier than others with an unfortunate long jump at the end, but they made it through nevertheless and made their way towards the battle at hand. There, they opted to inadvertently help one side of this fight, the Frost Salamander. And as Wiggum threw the hammer, sealing this kind of hatred, not only for the Frost Salamander, the Fire Elemental then took its attention on him and Darrow. Unfortunately, they were brought down, but Rena, being fast and quick, brought them back up before Icarus made a very unfortunate death saving throw that may or may not have happened. We don't know. Didn't get the chance. So, as the battle comes to an end with the Frost Salamander slamming the massive stone slab on top of the Fire Elemental, and Nastani bringing the roof of the cave down on top of it. The holes now extended towards the ceiling. You see that the Fire Elemental has died down, and as the Frost Salamander exits, he says something in a primordial language you do not understand. Except for Nastani, who says you're welcome as it leaves. And that is where we pick up. So, as the four of you, five of you stand in the room, out of breath, bit confused at the whole situation, didn't know the lizard could talk. What are the five of you doing?
We need to find those ember coals.
Okay.
I'm gonna help him find his hammers.
Okay. You're gonna help him find his hammers, and Darrow, what are you doing?
Definitely looking for some sort of a trophy.
Okay. Rena's is going to help probably with the ember coals, as that was your primary job here. So everybody, go ahead and make investigation checks for me. If the two of you are doing it, one of you can roll with advantage, or both of you can roll.
It's an investigation.
Yep, investigation.
Do I get advantage from Rena?
Yes. For Rena, I'll give you
Never
advantage.
mind.
Good thing, too.
Want me to roll?
Yeah.
All right, who's done?
15.
15. So digging through the rubble, unfortunately, the reptile seems to have eaten a lot of them. But between you and Rena's efforts both, you're able to pull out these large three smaller bowling ball sized chunks. Unfortunately though, they're large, but this seems to be about it. What did you get, Darrow?
12.
12. As you dig through the rubble, kind of just looking for where the fire elemental was downed, it takes a good 30 minutes or so, but pulling out, you find this large kind of blackened horn that resembles the large coals that Rena and Icarus have pulled out of the rubble as well. It is only one. And you do remember that it did have 2, but it's a fairly nice bounty. Could be considered. Probably would. 2 of you. Looking for the hammers?
Mhm.
Alright. What'd you roll? 11.
5.
Actually, no.
Oh wait, with no, 2.
Modifiers. Great stuff.
Not very charismatic, are you?
I would say over the course, you saw where the hammers dropped. It's painfully obvious, but the roof did come down. It'd take you a good 40 minutes or so as you guys are kind of digging, but eventually I will say you find the chain of your original hammer, pulling it out. You eventually find it, and I'll say with the other one, you do find the hammer, but unfortunately the rod that kind of connects it is snapped in half.
Oh, come on.
So,
We'll fix it, it's okay.
so as you guys have spent kind of about almost an hour here, what's everybody's passive perception? The
14.
14?
13.
I've got 14.
8.
Do you want Rena's?
Sure.
16.
16? Okay, so how much did you have, Icarus, for you?
14.
14 and
13.
13.
14.
14.
8.
Okay. 8. So, Icarus, Nastani, and Rena, you guys, as you were kind of digging through the rubble, a little worn out from the previous battle, plus the excessive moving of boulders, hear clattering and some yelling. And as you look above, you see where the voices are originating from. And Wiggum. It takes you a second to notice, but as soon as Dasani bonks your shoulder and you look up, and of course, Dara, you notice this by now as well, a small white feathered figure falling down from the ceiling, wings spread as it catches itself, and you notice a large kind of blue claw wrapped around as kind of comes down with you. And as these 2 figures, you kind of spread out, making way, slam hard on the ground into the pile of rubble. Luckily, the fall was slowed. But you do recognize the kind of, what color is your banner? Purple?
Yes.
Purple banners. With a little guy doing a... and would you guys like to introduce yourselves?
Gosh, Chris. Can you just, not do that ever again? Can you just not, grip me with your claws like that and just,
I was supposed to get filed a couple of days ago.
Oh my gosh.
Did not work out. It's fine.
Wiggum, there you are.
Oh, Wiggum, yes.
Sorry. I see you made friends finally. I'm Daryl.
Finally?
I'm Daryl.
Did you grow it all? Even a little bit?
I've
I'm
missed
sorry.
You're also Daryl.
Wait,
No, I'm Daryl. Daryl.
this is gonna be very confusing. I'm gonna say that right now.
So we have Darrow. And we have
Daryl.
Daryl.
I think the size difference might help.
I'm an owl.
So we'll call you Dare Owl.
No, Daryl.
I will call you
It's
Dare
pronounced
Owl.
Daryl.
That does make it a little bit easier to remember.
Would you like to describe yourself, Chris?
Hey, my name's Chris. This was a K, though.
I'm Miss Donnie.
What race
Hey.
are you, Chris?
I'm a Dragonborn. I'm a fighter. It's really cool. I'm just here to be here, guys. It's
Yeah.
great.
So, it has been about 3 days down at these tunnels for the 2 of you. It's been long and arduous, running out of food, but here you do. You find Wiggum. But, so now that you guys have all reconvened, what are you guys doing?
Okay. So, I'm guessing these are yours.
What is that supposed to mean?
I guess.
I would assume the matching banners kind of help you figure out who you are.
I mean,
That
you
kind of
know.
makes sense.
Not too happy. I'm just being. I just got ditched down here, and they just left me.
You fell down a hole.
They left me though. They didn't come for me. This guy got wings, and he didn't come for me.
I had some issues along the way.
I weigh a couple pounds.
Yeah.
Hard for one.
Just help me with
It
these
is
rocks.
worth mentioning. Darrow or Chris here.
With a
is-
K.
Chris with a K is a good few feet larger than most dragonborns. and Daryl here is a few feet shorter than most, say, Aarakocra.
How much taller is he than me?
How tall is Nasai?
5'9".
5'9". He's at least a good 2 feet.
Fun.
Well, did you guys happen to get any trophies while you were away from your friend?
No. We were
Yeah,
just
not
kinda
really.
Just chilling, you know what I'm saying?
So you're
hanging
just
out.
chilling for like how long?
How long you chill for?
Days.
You don't really count how long you chill.
Days.
You think I set a timer? How long I would chill?
Wickham clearly has been counting how long you've been chilling.
You left me 3 days with a fire elemental down here, and while there was a lizard roaming the hallways.
Hey man, must suck.
That's on me. That's on me.
Well, we only found one horn. Maybe we can find the other one, and you guys take one horn, we take the other horn.
Oh yeah.
We're
Sounds
still
good.
gonna have to find more of the ember.
Because your buddy did help us. I hate to take all the credit.
Help.
I mean, yeah, he didn't
Help,
really
I
help
did
much.
all of
we
it.
we kind of
Yes.
saved him, but
Help means that when you're affiliated with someone, you don't just sort of leave them to die. I wouldn't
It's
expect
a
you to
lot
be
more-
familiar with
Wait, how do you do that again?
Showing up is a good start.
Oh.
Sounds good.
Sounds kind of straining.
So, how do we find this little horned man?
well, we already. Well, luckily we didn't have to really kill it ourselves. We kind of did, but anyway, complicated situation. The guy's dead. There's 2 horns. We got one right here. Maybe we can find the other one in this pile of junk.
Oh, so we don't have to kill another one?
We might have
I
to.
kind of want to kill another one.
I think we should go kill another
Let's go kill another one.
We definitely do need more ember coals.
Right. But it's gonna take so long to find one.
Let's go kill another one.
Well, how about we just pick up
Did
a
you
couple
find
of
any in your
these?
3 days of chilling?
Nah.
Nah. We had like little snail races though.
Wait, remember when we saw the one? We saw like 2 snails.
Yeah, we just like.
It's named Darul and Darla.
What vast discoveries you've made.
Yeah.
One had a brown tail.
One was pink. It was pretty cool.
That was pretty awesome too.
3 days.
I don't know if it's the lack of oxygen or if it's this conversation, but I'm starting to get a headache.
So are you guys going to look for the other horn, or...
Can we?
Yeah.
I kind of want to search the cavern for like anything that might be interesting.
Sure.
You mentioned that like, so
There are some bodies.
yeah,
We're
but
supposed to collect evidence.
we're supposed to collect evidence, but also like the actual room itself is unnatural, right?
Mm.
In a sense?
To an extent, it's this room itself is fairly as natural as a kind of a weird discus-shaped cavern can be. There is the natural opening that you saw with the lizard go down, and as you kind of take a peek, it is a pit that just drops.
Let's go.
But there's also the caved-in section that Rena originally came through, the squeeze, and the entrance you guys came in through, which seems to be the kind of misplaced ruins almost.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess I want to look for evidence of bodies
Sure.
And while they're
and
doing
anything
that,
else that's cool.
while they're doing that, can we pick up some of these rocks? Some of those rocks we just got from
The ember coals.
yeah, the ember coals.
You're gonna dig for more?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I just want to take a couple.
I think I'm
I'll
gonna
put it
help
in
him and maybe try to find that horn.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I also try and find the horn?
Yeah,
Yep.
I want to try to look for the one too.
All right. The 4 of you roll investigation checks. Either I'll say just for this roll, either one of you for each pair. One of you can roll with advantage, or both of you can roll.
Let's just both roll. I haven't seen
Okay.
And Nastani, you can also roll investigation.
Okay.
You doing anything, Icarus?
Investigation.
Oh, yeah.
When I came down here to find Rena, you said there were a bunch of like side doors on the tunnel I came down.
Mhm.
Could I maybe check some of those out?
Okay.
That's not great, Evan.
Whoa. Rolling that one. First roll.
Hey!
Hey!
Okay, but my investigation is
Okay.
a 9.
I'll come back to that, Icarus. So,
14.
14.
Yep,
Okay.
that's a rock.
7. Okay.
Sure is.
I got a 16.
16.
I have a 1, but my investigation is 9.
Fortunately, ones are still ones.
Ones are still ones? Dang.
Sorry.
Well,
Um,
at least gotta get them
So-
out of the way first.
Oh, it's by the way, it comes to 0 because it's 1 minus 1.
yeah.
I'm just standing there.
Intelligence is a 9.
The
I was
score
gonna
is
Maybe
9.
that's why it took 3 days.
Yeah. Okay, so I would say there's some fairly decent rules between Darrow and Darrell. That as you take some time pushing most of this, another 30 minutes to 45 minutes of just hauling large chunks of the earth over to the side. You guys eventually do find that there is a much smaller clump of ember coals, kind of towards the base that the lizard seemed to have missed. A decent amount. Just smaller pebbles, not like the 3 bowling ball sized ones you found. And I will say you do find the other horn, however it is split in half, kind of cracked down the middle and then jagged. But you do find both halves. You guys have that. You have the small bed of ember coals, as you wish, whatever you want to do with them.
So, the total of all of these, how much space would that take up in the cart?
I can.
I would say if you were to take the entirety of everything you see there, plus the 3 big ones, you'd probably fill the kind of bottom layer of the cart. You know, kind of cover the bottom.
More room.
I mean, if we're hiding our trophy under it, that fills it a little bit more.
It is just a horn, so I mean it's fairly flat. So,
In a bag.
and it does seem to be the same material that these ember coals are made out of.
We go after more.
Even more horns.
Looks like we're gonna have to find another elemental.
Let's go.
Sounds like a plan.
I can tell you right now, I'm not gonna find anything because I rolled in that one.
Ooh, same.
You find the 8 bodies. Most of them are charred, very charred, a little ashy.
Well, I found bodies. That's all I can-
Mostly just kind of been looking at the couple of them. Some of them are have on, you know, a chest plate or gauntlets here and there, but it's mostly all ruined.
So, I guess none of them have their little
The banners.
banners.
Not the birds. Not
Yeah.
that kind of went up in flames.
I bring the ashes of the banners to the guards.
If you want to collect the ashes, you can. They're, like I said, most of the bodies are intact. Like,
Isn't their friend one of them too?
Yeah. Oh.
Janice.
Janice.
Not Janice.
See as they gather around the kind of chicken corpse.
I'll take Janice's. I'll take Janice's her little axe.
Okay, yeah, so you reach down, picking up Janice's axe, which does seem to be fairly nice from the fire.
Her hand axe.
Yeah.
Is there anything else?
As I hug the axe.
Janice didn't really have a lot of things that would have survived. You find her armor that has been kind of melted and caved in on the chest. It's pretty bad. There's no head. It just seems kind of be the shoulders down.
I'm sorry about your friend.
Little owlin girl.
2 things. One, I'm gonna take Stefana off of my shoulder and kind of just go, "You can eat." And let
The
her
bodies?
No, not the bodies, not the bodies, the rocks. The rocks around the cavern. I'm gonna like point towards the rocks and be like, "Yeah, you can eat the rocks. It's okay."
So as the three of you mourn the loss of your friend, you kind of watch as this kind of fatter lizard-like creature, these kind of blue tendrils kind of waving to the air, kind of crawls up near you and kind of sees some of the larger kind of stones and pebbles next to Janice and just starts as the three of you are sitting there.
I didn't mean next to Janice's body. I just meant anywhere but.
Savannah knows where to go.
Is there anything that I can take that's small enough that I can fit into my bag, but that can prove that we found bodies? Because we can't really bring the bodies through the death traps that was the hallway.
You got a backpack, so if you want to be creative.
I could take all the big toes.
Big toes?
I feel like
Hands?
Would it
All the left hands? All the right?
Pinkies.
oh yeah, matching
Phalanges,
hands,
if you will.
would it still
so
be like
so it's not like we
Oh.
just took a bunch of fingers off the same person.
Well, they're probably all different sizes too.
Yeah.
would it still be
So
I just
allowed?
don't
the right hand
on
on
the
the left
left
deform
hand.
the body, even though it's burned.
Would it
You
still
what?
be
I
allowed
don't
that I
want to
show
deform a body even though it's already
I'll do
if
it.
I just show her axe but does that mean I have to give it up probably?
Do you want to give the axe away?
No, I'm
You
saying
have it.
like if I took that as like their proof that they have
You could take the axe.
whatever. Yeah, I
As
could
proof
take the
if you want
axe
to.
and then I could just show it to them.
Yeah.
But can I still keep it?
Mm-hmm.
That'd be a negotiation
Yeah.
there.
Oh, okay.
I'll desecrate the remains
Did
Okay.
and just
Janice,
take everyone's left hand, I guess.
did
Okay.
Janice still have her tunic? The champion's
No,
band?
it would have been burned, but
Because
you witnessed it happen, so you know it's Janice. But
Oh yeah.
So I mean,
So
But-
what are the exits looking like in here?
so I would say the one that Rena came through caved in. There's the pit, and then there's the ruins.
the ruins have a
There's also the holes in the ceiling.
Oh,
However,
awesome.
they're very far up. It would be with the the smooth cave walls that allow for stalactites and stalagmites to form. It would be a very difficult climb to get up there.
Are you
How
a
high is it?
geologist?
You don't know what
Not yet.
Wait, how high
I
is
mean,
it?
How
when
high is
we
it?
were-
At the highest point, it maybe goes up 200 feet.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's pretty high. Yeah, I was supposed to.
When we were going
We
through
fell
the
down.
hallway, were there was other doorways and like hallways, right?
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to look at.
Yeah, and also like there's ruins. None of us. What's the language? Is there?
There's no
language?
writing on the ruins.
What is it? What do the ruins look like?
They are make a perception or a history check.
Can I do one of those?
Sure.
Oh, let's go.
Sure. You can
Did-
pick which one.
Did we ever
Just let me
grab
know.
the rocks? Did we ever grab a single rock?
Perception.
We did. Okay.
6.
Yeah.
They're very angular. It's not like the ruins you guys have previously encountered, say, topside in the wilderness. The ruins themselves are very, almost seems fragmented as you see, I would say, even with a 6, you'd notice that there is a sharp break in the columns outside that almost give them a slight slant and kind of a off-center. Just about halfway through, but what'd you want?
History of 18.
History of 18. So Icarus, as you kind of take a closer look at this, I would say, firstly, once again, these ruins are very unfamiliar to you. Even one who has been a seasoned adventurer going around and probably has explored a few ruins on request of the Sovereign. But these are unique, very unique. And I would say you also notice that while these columns almost kind of come out of the wall, it could be columns or it could be just an extension of the room. And as you kind of look at where it segments off, it doesn't necessarily look like the hallway here was supposed to end. But maybe at one point it kept going. So, that being said,
So it's a hallway that is basically a dead end, though, is what you're saying? With
it
those
leads to
columns?
this cavern, but it looks like it was supposed to keep going.
Like they were supposed to keep digging through this cavern.
Right.
Like
Like
it
it was
used-
used to continue, perhaps.
There was a hallway there that's now basically been blown out into this cavern.
Kind of.
Huh.
But there's no, I would say, even with the 18, both you and Darrow looking, you don't see any other fragments of this particular kind of stone that it seems to be made out of. It is made out of a different stone. The floors here are cobbled. It looks very out of place now that you look at the geology next to it.
You know, maybe we might be able to find some stuff that we could use in here. Because if there's already like fire elementals and everything down here, we might be able to find more horns or ember coals or whatever. Because think about it. If this was like a mining thing, they might need something for like, you know, fire to create weapons. We might be able to find ember coals there.
That's a good idea.
Without dying at least. Dead.
So what was the ordering of the rooms? Because there was the 3 traps we ran through.
So, I would say it was a very brief run by, but between, I'd say just for the sake of time, between the 3 of you, remembering, and you can immediately see there is an opening doorway immediately to the right that you can see.
Let's go for it.
Like
On which side of the trap?
before the trap.
Oh, okay.
Before the trap, there's an opening. After the trap, this would be the 3rd, but the first for you guys, the fire. You know that there were 2 large doors, and this hallway is very curved. It's almost in a large kind of U shape. So the second trap that was kind of at the crux of the bend here. After that, or before that, there were 2 doors, and then after that, there were also 2 doors. But you also remember that at the beginning of the hallway,
Like on either side of the hallway?
yep, directly parallel to each other, I guess the doors were. I would say that also between the 3 of you, you would remember that in the beginning there was a very similar opening to your right as you ran in. So at this point, the opposite side.
I mean, we're gonna have to make it all the way down this hallway anyway to get to our cart, so we might as well just like try everything.
Yeah, I mean, we can take a look at this first room without risking any of the traps.
Maybe
Let me
we
take a
can-
look at this first room without risking any of the traps.
I'm gonna go in with them.
As you, both of you kind of step off to the side in the hallway, it is dark, a bit unnaturally dark, but you have torches. And as you kind of go maybe about 20 feet, you see it immediately takes a sharp right turn into what appears to be a staircase
Up or down?
down.
Can I hobble over there with them?
As you hobble over, and I would believe everybody's kind of in this long section of the hallway at this point. I need everybody to make a perception check.
Great.
Perception's -3.
It's not been a great
Do you need
start
to
for
use
me
other
for
dice?
Wow, it is not my day. My perception is -3. I got a 3.
It's another 0.
It's another 0.
It's
Use
really
other
dark.
dice.
I feel
I feel like I have bad
Use
luck
one
with
six.
these.
Use some
Okay,
five.
okay.
Or I'm sorry, no,
And you
5.
can't redo this one. You've already got
Better
it.
than
Okay.
I got
Ah.
16.
16,
11.
11,
17.
17, 13. Okay. Those of you who rolled 10 and above hear voices.
Oh.
I'm just.
And I would say, Icarus, you hear fairly well. You can actually discern what they're saying.
Oh.
As you and Nastani, who are about to go, looking down, you see Daryl hobble over. The voices seem to be coming from the main hallway. And as you...
The one with the traps?
Going with the traps. And as you kind of step out, and the rest of you kind of also listening in, as you see Icarus kind of focus for a second. Praetorians, we have been tasked with a mission of the utmost importance. A group of intruders has infiltrated this restricted area. Even if unknowingly, knowledge of this shall not get out. These fools threaten the stability of our nations and the future of the advisory. Lady Godvia has sent us to retrieve what has been taken and put an end to this disturbance. Her reasons are her own, but we must trust in her judgment. These ruins hold secrets that must not fall into the wrong hands. These intruders are dangerous and unpredictable. It is likely they have no regard for our laws or customs. But we are Praetorians, the elite guard of the advisory. And you have been trained for this, and you will not fail. Go forth. Find these intruders and bring back what they have taken. Show no mercy. Our nations and the future of the advisory depend on this success. And with that, you see the hallways close. At
Whoa.
the ends you are at. Yeah, so would you guys like to hide?
Wait,
So they're
so
all-
in correlation to where we are, we're in that hallway down
You
the
hear
stairs.
it coming way down the opposite end, likely where you guys entered and broke through the wall.
So they're at the entrance of that with, like, they can't see us ducked in this other hallway. I was just trying to
You
figure
can't
out.
see them. It's a U-shaped hallway.
Uh-huh.
You do not see them right now. Their voices are merely bouncing off the walls here.
And they've blocked off every entrance aside from the one
The
we're in.
entrance that you guys just came through
Mhm.
seems to have closed. Is anybody still listening? Trying to
Yeah,
listen.
I'll
I'm
keep a
gonna
little
listen.
ear out, I
Can
guess.
I give him a torch? Or my adver torch?
Sure, you take out the Evertorch and hand it to Icarus. It's kind of constantly burning with this blue flame. As soon as he says the trigger word, which is
Daryl.
How do you pronounce that?
Is it with an O? No, okay. Icarus, as you keep listening, a voice speaks up other than the one you previously heard. Excuse me, head advisor. What is so important about these ruins? Why does Lady Godvia want with them so badly? And there's a kind of a sharp silence for a second. Praetorian, your loyalty is admirable, but your curiosity is misplaced. The reasons behind Lady Godvia's interests are of none of your concern. Your duty is to follow orders and complete the mission. Any deviation from this will be seen as treachery. Remember, Kia, the advisory is watching, and I will not hesitate to take action against anyone who poses a threat to our stability. Keep your focus on the task at hand, and leave the questions for those who have the authority to ask them. And you hear footsteps.
Coming toward us? Did you hear the traps going off?
No, you don't.
They turned off the traps!
What are you guys
Time out.
doing?
Time out, real quick, just for information's sake. Okay, so did I recognize this other voice that wasn't the?
I would say the other voice you heard, it felt ghostly to you.
Yeah. Anyway, we've got to move.
Should we check our?
There are several doors up ahead. There are
Down the stairways?
down the stairways right now.
I would be okay with getting in front of everybody, so
Okay,
to make sure that I can watch their back as
takes a
they.
defensive position.
I'll
Sword
go
strong.
up. I'll go up with
So
him.
they're coming up from behind us or from the front?
They're coming from originally where you guys came.
So, like,
I
if
come
this
from where the
is, like,
footsteps
where we were in the cave, all the way down that way is the entrance we
Yeah.
came out
But it's
of.
curved, so you can't
It's
really
curved.
see them, and they can't see you.
And the first entrance before all the traps that we get to led to a staircase.
Yeah. Ethan's kind of drawn a crude map.
Do y'all want to keep
Here.
You can
keep moving?
Here.
There's some doors up ahead. There's the stairs that go down here.
I-
It's up to you guys. What
Let's
you
go
want
down
to
the
do.
Okay,
I
guys.
feel like we should go down the stairs. We can't risk running into some kind of dead end.
And also, if the doors are locked, we can't quite get in those either.
Alright.
We set up an ambush.
No, we're not doing that, please. No.
Ambush, yeah!
Quiet. Quiet.
I need everybody to go ahead and make stealth checks for me as a group.
The one thing I'm good at. I got +4 on that one.
Oh, good. Good.
Something.
Still a 2, but that's
Do you
+4.
these other dice?
That's a 6.
Take the letter.
I think I'm just
Do you want some different dice, Evan?
I've used.
I've got 4
a
here.
whole number different dice.
You
Here,
look,
you get some
there's
others
some
to
in
burn
that
through.
round one.
Okay,
There's
we're
some
just
this one.
Can I?
We have a
I've
lot
got
of dice.
At
Okay.
least it's actually a positive
16.
number.
16. All right.
Not 0.
I also got 16.
Okay. Icarus.
23.
Nice.
18.
Stun. Okay. Stun. 18.
7.
7. What'd you
I got a
get?
6,
Okay.
but it's better than.
Luckily, two of you are not being as quiet as you could be, but luckily the rest of you are super on it. And,
Good job, guys.
silently keeping everybody, at bay as you kind of pull everybody into the hallway here with the staircase. As you hear the footsteps rushing, you hear them, the doors open, open. You hear more footsteps, do, and they get further away. And you hear, actually, I would say as you are turning the corner, who's holding up the rear here?
I think I was the last person to get out.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
I would kind of. Well, I think I would be with him. I kind of want to hang back and see if there's anybody
Okay.
that I know.
Okay.
I guess I would be near the front.
Okay, so Nastani, you're taking the lead here?
And I have like a torch or a lantern or whatever we grabbed.
And me and him are holding the back for defense.
You two are in the back? There's already 2 in the back. If you want to
Okay.
take the front.
Oh yeah, we'll take the front.
Alright, I'll
go
take
for
front.
Can I try to say dare roll and turn off the torch he gave me?
Yeah, you say Daryl and it turns off, and for a second Daryl looks back, but keeps going.
What'd you say?
So the 2 of you who are in the back, go ahead and make a perception check for me. It is dark. I don't believe either of you have dark vision,
That is correct.
but you can see past the first trap.
21.
Okay.
16.
16. You see a figure running down the hallway. You recognize Icarus, the black and gold armor of the essentially royal guard. Part of a service that you yourself used to partake in, but the heavily armored variant. A tall figure kind of wandering down the halls, does not notice you with a torch and kind of takes a second, and then the door pops open, takes the torch, kind of see the tall figure, long kind of thin tail leading behind them, and you kind of, they stop. They take a slow turn, you guys dip into the hallway. That being said, heading down the stairs, who's up front again? I believe it's
Us 2.
3 of you?
Yeah.
That
Okay.
one.
So, as the 3 of you going quietly,
Yes.
Yes.
quietly into there, down the stairs, you come immediately to a door. They're kind of off to the left-hand side. Pushing it open, there is no lock. Leads to another smaller hallway that kind of seems to transition here into a different type of architecture almost. The walls become more braced with wooden beams. The carved kind of stylized patterns of the walls slowly fade away, and the walls in between the pillars become more sleek. And another set of doors. This time, decayed wood. Once again, walking up to it, you push, gives way easy.
Did you say that the stairs led down to this door, or was it like a door of many?
It leads down to a door, and then it opens up into a hallway that
Like
leads
it's
to
like
another door.
it leads to like a cellar of sorts.
Kind of. It almost is a complete U-turn here,
Okay.
where it doubles back on itself. But as you get to this wooden door, pushing it open, this room, as you open it, seems to be very, very strange. It is a large room, comprised with these very 2 long tables with what appears to be a metal lip that goes around them. You can see at the center of each of these long tables there are holes. However, more importantly, you notice that on the table there appear to be bodies.
First off, after everybody enters the room, I'm gonna close the door.
Everybody gets in. Nastani, you shut the door
Can
behind
we
you.
try and close,
Does it have
Or
a lock?
the-
Does it have a lock?
yeah, can we board the door?
There's no lock. You guys can try it. You guys can try if you'd like to.
Is there another door in here?
There's another door that exits out of here to the left. There are many different types of tools, some of which seem to be for embalming. Some of them seem to be torture devices.
Are the
Of
bodies
sorts.
fresh?
All right, go over and make a medicine check.
I'm not my other character who's good at this, but I might be good at it. 13.
13. As you look at the bodies, it's kind of hard to tell what state of decay they are in. But you notice that one does have dry blood that seems to be running down the table towards the center. Relatively recent as it's kind of coagulated almost, poking it with an arrowhead.
Cause of death.
Cause of death, looking at it, I'd say with a 13. Probably, there is no obvious wound, but you do notice that the neck is very heavily kind of deeper in color than the rest of it. However, as you go look at the other corpse on the opposing side of the same table, this one is a much later state. It is mostly the underflesh, the muscle is mostly exposed. It has been stripped of any skin. The facial features are completely disfigured. And you notice kind of out of the center of the torso, this almost black growth has kind of taken over. It's has these small tendrils that kind of reach up.
2 questions. Is there any discerning features or clothes or even some of the champion banners on either of these bodies?
On the first one, you recognize a red banner.
Of what?
Seems to be a red banner with what appears to be 2 blades and a spear.
I'm gonna take the banner off of that body.
But the other one's butt booty naked.
Mostly. It seems that the flesh has been peeled back. But as you kind of, I'd say, Darrow, just looking around the room, kind of on one of the tables that kind of line the room, there appears to be almost a pile of possessions. As you kind of dig through, you find clothes and daggers, you find a spear, you find swords, but you do find another red banner.
Okay, so how about other exits and or hiding spots?
I'm gonna grab both those banners.
So in this room, there are several large. I'll say, go ahead and make a perception check. See what you could find as a hiding spot for everybody here.
11.
You do see that there's another exit, same wooden door to the left. You see that the tables themselves seem to have kind of open cabinet space underneath, with what appears to be metal piping that leads into the ground wherever those holes are. You recognize that there are these large, not necessarily wardrobes, but large cabinets. As you kind of open them, they are filled with many different kinds of bottles of fluids, of tools, different sorts of strange potion-like substances.
Are
They
there-
all seem to have unique properties to them.
Are there any desks with like papers or anything?
Not in this room.
Can I grab some potion bottles?
Okay. You just grabbing random ones, or
Like, is there any that necessarily kind of stick out, or?
make an investigation check. Sure.
Can I observe the torture devices?
Sure. You want to look at make an investigation check. You guys do anything to you?
I think I'm just chilling
come
right now.
on.
Okay.
That's actually our chill time right about now. So it's chill o'clock.
Another
Actually,
3
Gotta take
days
a seat,
of chill
guys.
we'll set our alarm this
You guys
morning.
want to lay on the other table like the other 2 bodies?
Actually, I think I want to just look around to see if there's anything else I could find.
Sure.
I'm gonna take my
Perception for you.
I got
journal
two.
down and write like as much information as I can.
Sure.
Like describing.
Describe it. You want to sketch it out?
Yeah.
Sure. Got it.
I love this new D20.
Darrow, you do anything?
I guess, because I was going to look for documents, but if there's nothing in there.
I'd say there's no papers here. Doesn't seem to be.
Did we end up locking the door?
not necessarily.
Do
But
we hear
there's furniture if you'd like to move it.
Do we hear any movement coming, or like footsteps coming from the other side of that door we just came out of?
I'd say make a perception check.
Well, I'm helping Daryl with if we're moving.
Is there any like loose stone?
It's actually kind of these large stone tiles in this room.
Okay.
You can try and pick one up.
I was gonna use mold earth, but
Does it have to be broken for that?
it just says loose stone, so.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it's not. I would not consider it loose.
For the perception check I made, I rolled a 17, but my perception is -3, so I got a 14.
Okay, 14. I would say looking around, you go through the kind of belongings. You find 2 kind of half swords.
Okay.
That look pretty nice if you want to take those.
I'll take
It's like short swords so that you can add them to your inventory.
Got it.
And I'd say you find some leather armor if you want to take that as well.
Sure.
What'd you roll for?
Investigation on the potions.
Yep.
I got 2.
Got 2. There's this really big blue one.
Sure. I'll grab that.
Grab it, put it in the backpack. Got it. All right.
I got 2 on investigation.
For looking for,
Observing torture devices.
there's one that's kind of like a bed laid up against a wall, and you see little shackles, and you can only assume this makes people taller.
Are there chains?
There are chains.
Can I take the chain from it and wrap it on my hammer?
If you'd like to spend 15 minutes to take it off, yes.
Heck yeah, I
No,
will.
no, we don't
Heck
have time.
yeah. I got time though.
Can we?
I'll say you start that process. How about
Okay, yeah.
that?
Is there any extra chains
Extra chains?
I pulled.
that we can like put on the door or something? Like,
If you'd like to take a second to look for them, yeah.
do you guys think that'd be a good idea?
I rolled 14.
14 to.
Listen.
So, Nastani, as you are kind of just listening, going between the doors, listening out, as you listen, double check. You do hear footsteps coming down the stairs.
Guys. Hey.
Can I take a chair and shove it under the door?
Yeah, you take one of the chairs. Make a strength check for me. For
I'm
this.
kind of just gonna like gesture everybody.
Can I just pull
Is
faster?
there any exits, or is this the only?
Yeah.
I saw another one.
There's another door to the left of the door that you guys came through.
Can we listen to see how many people are there?
You're listening through that door?
Like the one that they're coming from.
No.
It's like a peephole.
11.
11. Dara, you take the chair and jam it in there, pull it back a couple times. It's in there.
Is there a peephole to look through?
So
What's up?
the second door is like, of course, not facing the same way, right? Like it's.
It's to the left. It's on the left wall.
I think that we should move.
Can I like kind of take a peek through that and see what's up?
Yeah. So you take a peek. I'll use it. I'll say everybody go ahead and make a group stealth check again for this next section. As we move on.
Oh no.
12.
12. Okay.
So
12.
plus 4.
12.
6.
13.
I'll go last.
24.
Dang.
1.
Natural
no.
one.
Dang, I got
Okay.
higher than a 20.
Okay.
Man, I need.
So Icarus, as you peek through, listening, you hear. Go ahead and did I tell you to make a perception check already? Sorry. For this.
I can do it. 7.
Okay. Well, I would say you do not hear anything. There is a dark hallway that kind of leads to the right as you look through. This hallway continues down for a ways, and eventually you do see a door on the right, and then a little bit after that, a door on the left. I would say the door on the right is. I would actually say they're both closed at this point. But you hear voices coming from the hallway to the right.
Oh, wait, sorry. So there's like a forked hallway, or it's.
It's a T-junction here. So the
Okay.
T-junction comes up, and then the hallway continues. You cannot obviously see past the T-junction without getting into it.
So there's like.
But of the hallway you can see, I would say with the light from the room that you guys are in, you do see that there are 2 doors further down the hallway.
Okay. like past the intersection where I hear people?
Yeah.
Okay, that's not good.
And I would say at this point, there's a poof on the door. However, you guys put the chair there, and then you hear, what? Poof, poof. What you guys doing?
Guys,
We're running. So we all get through, and can I ask Rena to put silence in this hallway?
Yes, and she definitely does that. You want her to put it at the intersection?
Yes.
Okay. So she puts it at the intersection. You watch as there's a poof, this kind of bubble appears.
And so we all get in, close the door behind us, I assume.
Did
guys
I
doing
get the
that? Yes.
chain? Did I get the
I
chain?
would say you wouldn't have enough time to get the chain,
Oh.
unfortunately. I'm sorry.
Find more chains somewhere else.
It seems that they're pretty quickly sweeping this area.
Dang.
So, are we moving
do we have
straight
enough
or
time?
go to
Because
the
I don't
left?
want to. I don't think we should get caught in a hallway without a proper way to defend ourselves. Because we're just
Right
all
now I'm
lined
about
up.
to get caught, yeah. So
I think we should.
But if they're coming from both of those directions, we also don't want to be caught in the middle.
I think we should fortify this area and be ready. Because there's.
I would say, Icarus, just with a 7, you didn't hear any voices up down the hallway, further down, but when it takes a right, you did.
That's what I was thinking. I say we keep moving down the hallway and see what that goes to
I
next.
think we'll do that, yep.
Alright. Is there another door that we can block?
You want to block the one you're about to exit?
Yeah, I want to take a chair with me.
Okay, so you grab one of the chairs from the desks, and everybody exits out, gets in the hallway, put it down, make a strength check, Daryl.
Oh gosh, guys.
Can I help him?
I can do it.
you may. Now roll with advantage.
I want to do it.
Daryl said it.
Okay, that's a -1.
That sounded like the
Now we just need a Darren.
Okay,
It's actually my puzzle.
8.
8.
Yeah.
Okay. You put the chair and you kind of put it over like you saw the other one in the other room, and it's kind of like close. And it is close.
Okay. So we're gonna keep going
So,
straight down through the bubble of silence.
just running through, or
That's what I was thinking.
I guess, yeah. Sneakily running through.
I mean, you are silent, so
Yeah.
you have the guarantee, at least for this intersection, your footsteps will not be heard.
I think we need to at least do this till we can get somewhere we can hide.
Yeah.
A
You're-
supply? A supply
As the
closet?
door from the other room burst open.
Guys,
Sprinting.
is this a big hallway?
It's about, I would say this hallway is about a 10 by 10 hallway. It's kind of cramped.
I think we trapped them in the hallway. Like we.
We don't
I
know
think-
how many there are though.
That's true.
But look how many there are of us.
But yeah.
Well, you guys never saw
These
how many there
are
were.
these are
That could
the
be
best
like
of the best of Silicia's military.
Oh, they
We
are.
do not want to fight them.
We're at the disadvantage of them being the best and also not knowing how many there are.
We're at so many disadvantages. There are so many. We need to run. And I run.
Okay, Icarus runs through first. What is the marching order? Icarus first.
I want to be in the middle somewhere.
I'll be behind it, Chris.
Okay, Icarus and Sani.
We'll just.
I'll take up the bag.
Yeah, I'll help them with. We'll be right next to them.
Okay, so two in the back.
I'll go kind of behind Daryl.
Behind Daryl. Okay, so
Is Rena also in the middle?
I'll put Rena right in front of you so that you can be right in the middle. How about that?
Okay.
Or you tell me where you want Rena.
Yeah, I guess up there with me.
All right, cool.
Or
So-
right behind the two of us.
As you sprint through, you cannot see through the hallway to the right. It is very dark and it is very long, and it is just one hallway that keeps going. However, as you run forward, Icarus, you see two doors. The one to the left is cracked open. You see that it is kind of not necessarily broken, but it does seem that there was some force before to open this door. And as most of you are running past, you see the door on the right slowly begin to open. What are you doing, Icarus, as you are leading the group right now?
So I'm already past this door, or
You're running. This is your right. You're about to meet it. I'd say your options are: you can either keep running straight forward, or dash dash into one of the other doors.
I'm gonna. Do I see this as well since I'm right next to him?
You do see.
I'm gonna open up a channel and said, if we go in the one that's ajar, they most likely already went through that. So if we go in it, they probably won't go in that.
I'm gonna go into the cracked door.
Okay. I need everybody to make an athletics check.
That's a new one.
As we've already made the stealth check.
Could be worse.
No.
Okay. 10.
Okay.
Ooh.
Okay.
Okay, 12 plus
7.
12 plus 5. So that's
Nice.
17.
9.
9?
Dang, we suck, guys.
Okay, I'm really hit or miss when it comes to this now. Okay, I got 17.
17?
15.
15? Okay. So, Icarus, as Nastani says this to you, you dodge, breaking into this room as the doors kind of wide open, fly open. You see that this room, firstly, this room is some weird kaleidoscope of large glass sheets hanging from the ceiling, suspended by chains made of gold. You see that there is a large circle at the center of this room. And this room is ovular in nature, and seems to kind of have these two passageways that open up on the left and right as you enter towards the middle of the room. There seems to be some sort of focus here, but you do not have time as the doorway fully opens, and those of you in the middle and the back, here, stop right there! I need everybody to roll for initiative.
Okay,
As you guys
that's
run into the
good.
room,
Wait, are they in the hallway behind us?
I'd say you guys make it in the room, but
Oh.
they saw you, unfortunately. So, with that being said,
Do you want me to roll Rena's?
that would be great.
She's way better than me.
No, that's unnatural because if it's
Alright, get this ready, get going. I left a spot for initiative on my notes, so we'll see if that actually...
If not, I can keep track for you.
To the right. In the box.
For this, I'll keep track.
Left of that.
I got this, guys.
Right of that.
That.
There you
Oh,
go.
I was like, I just wasn't thinking.
Okay, well,
5 plus 4.
Hey,
They're
you're
not-
the same as me.
roll definitely worse than whatever you rolled.
What's
Tad.
That's good.
If you're having a bad night, I promise what I just rolled was worse.
Oh.
Okay, so
You're just before.
stop right
what?
Wait, we got the exact roll. And it goes to whoever is there.
Okay.
We're both plus 4, but you're
Alright.
not 18.
So
Okay.
20
so
through
what does that mean?
25.
You're gonna go right before me.
Okay.
I got 20.
20, nice. Okay.
Not natural.
Not natural.
20 not natural. Your name is Wigo. Short and
Really
typical.
good.
15 to 20.
17.
17, nice. Whoa.
We'll write dare for short.
Dare.
No, I won't. No, at this time. So that was just 15 to 20. Nobody else? Okay, 20 to 10 to 15. Sorry. Okay,
13.
Rena is 14.
Rena's 14.
We both got I got 11.
Man, we're not there.
Oh, sorry. My bad.
12.
12.
You hit.
So it's
you hit
Rena.
five.
You got
Oh, it's-
Jack. What'd you get?
Yeah, 5 plus 4 is. Yeah, 9.
9. So we're not there yet.
Oh, okay.
Ren,
Okay, sorry.
9, sorry.
13 was.
We're 13. 14 was Rena.
14 was Rena. 13 was Daryl. 12 was
Me.
Nastani. Nasty.
I got a 9.
A 9.
Yeah, I got a 9.
And
I also got a 9.
which one of you has the higher dex?
We both have plus 4. He has 19. I have 18.
So, yeah.
So 10.
Yep. So
That's me
9.
and Chris.
The
Nice to meet you.
Chris with the K.
Chris with
And
the K.
9 being I see.
Sweet.
Okay. Both. God dang it.
Are we in the
Mother of God. So, as the room, well, we'll use this oval for the ovular room, with this being the entrance and these two as the exits. Sound good?
Okay. Yep. Yeah.
All right, cool. So here are you guys as minis. You guys were holding up the back.
Yep.
All right. So you are.
He wasn't, but I was.
You were not. You were that. You were right here.
Set in the middle.
You were up front. Where's
I'm on the
Icarus?
spot. I don't know, man.
I don't know.
I'm in
He's
the wrong
gone.
spot here.
Where
Is
were
this,
you?
is
I was in the back.
this
All of a
Brennan?
sudden, he vaporized.
That's Rena.
Where's Icarus? He's
It's
not
a
a bird
bird.
over here. Did he fall?
found him.
Oh, did you break? Okay.
Oh, good. There he is. So, Icarus, you are up front. So, as this happens, now here's the question. These guys are a little overly scary.
I'm the
but
purple guy in the back.
Jeez, you're huge.
Door comes
Yeah.
through. 2 of the Praetorian Guard step through as well. They draw their swords. You see the heavy kind of crossbows on the back. One of them seems to have kind of heavier, kind of black ringed armor. The other one kind of in lighter vestments. Still indicative of the same color scheme. So, with that being said, Wiggum, you are on deck. You see them drawing their swords. What
So-
you doing?
You said did you say just part of my chain broke or
Darrow.
all of my chain is shattered earlier?
Your normal chain is fine. So you still have your 20-foot chain.
Okay. This makes a lot more sense. Okay.
You just have a broken.
I'm just gonna like I'm
Throw
gonna
it.
grab the end of the chain. How far are they?
This guy's 10 feet away from you.
Oh my god. And what about the other guy?
You can take a step forward, and if you just want to bonk him.
What about the other guy?
This guy is 10 feet away as well.
Can I like grab the end of the chain and then just like spin it over to them and just like bonk
You have
bonk?
2 attacks.
Well, can't that be one? Bonk bonk.
I would say that'd be 2 attacks if you want to.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So go ahead and make the first attack roll.
Let me grab that.
Ranged hammer attack roll.
Well, you have to hit first.
Roll the
I was just
d20.
trying to find it. 15.
15. Why is this section blacked out? Okay. 15, unfortunately, does not hit.
Not a single one.
As the chain swings over, you watch the Praetorian just grab it and throw the hammer on the ground. And you watch as this one draws the sword. I like it when they fight back.
Dang.
Hey guys,
I'm gonna pull it.
Hey guys.
y'all may want to move back. Like, get away from them. Get away
Can
from
I
them.
pull it back in?
With a bonus action, you can.
Okay. Can I do that?
Yep, bonus action, you pull the chain back.
Yeah.
I laughed really hard, and now my chest hurts. I'm just
Is
gonna
that
say
part
like
of the
this.
story?
Nope.
This is really chest.
Yeah, that's. I think you're a little low there, bud.
Abdomen.
Oblique, maybe?
That is.
That's your obliques, right?
Making another attack.
on the
Try it
sides.
again, or what?
Dang, and 15 didn't hit.
14.
Oh, 14.
15 didn't hit.
15.
He said 15. 15 did not hit.
That means
Can
14
I-
also will not hit.
You know what?
Oh,
I'm
So
so
you're
funny.
both right.
I'm hoping maybe.
Can I grab my
either.
hand axe? Actually, no, they have armor. No.
I can
I'm
tell
just gonna
you
skip this.
16
I'm gonna
numbers that
actually
will
just
not
go
hit.
right back.
Starting
Yeah, how
with
far are you
0.
going
I'm gonna go.
You can. You have how much feet of movement?
Let's see. 25.
25.
So
15, 20. You going all the way back?
So for 5
Mhm.
this page, right?
15, 20, 25. There you go.
Yep.
So
thank
yeah,
you.
that's
Back behind Daryl and meet up with Rena and Astani. Okay, that's the end of your turn, Darrow.
That was
I would
horrible.
advise you all to move out of the way, please.
I can't do much.
All right, what you doing?
We got
I guess I'm gonna. I heard him say that, so I'm assuming he's got some sort of plan up his sleeve. But I'm gonna cast Armor of Agathis,
Okay.
and then
How long does that last?
it lasts 1 hour.
Okay. So you cast armor back at this.
Yep, and then I'm gonna step back.
All right.
Let's see. How far can I go? Where is he at? I just said that.
Right there.
He's the little guy.
He's the little guy. He's a little loud man with his staff.
Okay, I'll be right there.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So is that the end of your turn?
And as a bonus action, I'm going to ignite, and then my sword. will
Sure.
go.
Yeah. So you pull out the sword, lights up in flame. All right. Cool. So It is Rena's turn, followed by Darrell.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay, and neither of them have done anything yet, right?
Nope.
Okay. So, I guess Rena's just gonna throw a little guiding bolt at this guy.
Okay. Make an attack roll.
15.
15, unfortunately,
Guess
misses.
what? Yep. And then. Yeah, that's gonna be it for her. Maybe I think step a little bit further back. We'll just go to like here, I guess.
Right in front of you?
I guess.
Alright, sounds good. Alright, is that the end of her turn, or?
It's gonna have to be.
Alright, Darrell, then Mastani.
So,
I didn't even think about that.
Homeboy
It just
there
happened.
is
I was like,
kind of in the way.
That's hilarious.
He can take it.
I'll be fine.
It'll be okay. Don't worry about it.
Oh.
Yeah, so.
I haven't had my chance.
what's the
I'll be back.
radius? Are you planning?
Yeah, I'm planning. It's 20 feet.
Yeah, your turn has a conflict.
And I think it's gonna
But
insta
everyone else is
kill.
done.
If you want to hit this side of the room,
Yeah.
you can avoid hitting him just
I'm
there.
after you.
Okay, yeah, I'll do that.
Okay,
Who did you just
so,
I
I'm
will
playing for,
cast
Darby.
a fireball followed by a twinned meta magic with my bonus action.
okay. So for the fireball, you watch as a couple of you are running back and you see the little owl who's just baking it in his hand.
Committing arson.
Boom! And there's like, as flames engulf half the room. However, in this room,
Oh no.
Daryl, you notice that whatever magic you just used went wildly bigger than you thought it would. It does not expand the radius,
Do I use it twice?
so roll double damage for your fireball.
Oh, so that just
What?
means I'm
Nick
gone.
was really amped up about this one.
Oh, yeah.
You might be.
Just
I need
incinerize.
8d6.
Yeah, you are literally standing in the middle of the room.
You got it?
Daryl,
Yeah.
Okay.
as you
Yeah, you're fine.
As you sling that spell, you look around and you kind of see all of the reflecting glass back towards you. And you pause for a second.
And then I just get incinerate or something.
No, I just die.
Does anybody want some fried chicken?
Wait, so did my second cast?
It's on me.
It hurts so bad. So so go ahead and roll damage for the fireball. What is the save?
We've been working on
16 dexterity.
Hence my metal.
16 dex.
Yeah, and then I casted it twice, right?
Both of them fail. But they're they're going to have to do it. They're both going to blow their leadership inspiration
Oh,
to try and...
I was like, what's leadership inspiration? I was like, it's just inspiration.
No, they both rolled ones, which still just failed.
That's so funny.
Oh,
I needed two.
that one great.
Okay, well, that's gone.
And I
Just
will.
that.
For my second quicken spell, did that go into my first one, or do I?
So tell me the damage for the fireball.
It is
34 doubled to 68.
68, and then I cast it twice. Which
Well, we're gonna resolve
It's
this
fire damage.
first.
It's fire damage, right?
Yeah.
Okay. That's so freaking funny. That's so funny that you stood... Okay, anyway, I'll talk about this after. Yeah, so you throw the fireball, and both of them look... Oh. Pull up their shields as the massive fire, normally an orange ball, burns bright blue.
That's so cool.
And you kind of watch as the entire wall almost caves forward as these stones slowly, you saw as the fire disperses, the stone had melted for a second, giving these ripples down the wall. This is not the intended purpose. Both Praetorians are still up, but they are heavily, you kind of watch as they've both kind of tumbled back. The shield's absolutely destroyed. The one's armor is kind of completely on fire. Both of them are really rough.
I used quicken meta magic, and I cast they're within 5 feet, right?
of each other.
Yeah.
They're within 10 feet of each other.
Okay, well then I will cast Shatter in the middle of them.
Be a little elm
Okay,
that's
what's
like
the save?
destroying.
It is a 16 Constitution.
16
So
Constitution.
so far in this fight, they walked into the room. There was a missed bonk with the hammer. They laughed at it.
They're like, haha.
Darrow backed up, and then they got blown up.
16 Constitution
Yeah.
is a 14 and a 9.
Love this game.
They both
I don't
fail.
think we're gonna get turned.
3d8.
We're just gonna skip us for now.
3d8.
Yeah.
Dude, what is this?
Who did we meet?
Double the damage again.
This little elm.
As-
Wait, double damage too?
Get double damage for this one too. It is a spell.
4,
So that's
5,
5 double
10,
10.
10 damage.
10 damage. That'll do it. Yeah. Tell me how you absolutely obliterate them with
Wait,
fire and thunder. Yeah. Tell me.
I guess it just kind of like.
Screw the initiative word.
There.
Why'd I make it?
Wait, really?
I guess they're just like. They just start like clenching their heads and they just like fall over. I guess, I don't know.
Yeah. So you watch as Daryl, almost unknowing to himself, causes a massive, volatile explosion on the side of the room that erupts in thunderous flames, and then just, and you watch as there's a, as you watch as both Praetorians, the kind of blood shoots out of the armor for a second, and you watch as both crumple to the ground.
Oh my god.
I'm not getting on his bad side.
Call him Daryl one more time.
That was rad.
So,
You took away from a man's chill time.
Okay.
Daryl, you look at your hands
Oh god.
as they are steaming. Combat is over.
I had a whole plan
Switch
of what I
that.
wanted
Let
to
me
do.
switch that map that I. Whatever. As you look at your
Your
hands,
team's OP.
the rest of you look and see, purely because you were standing in center 9 squares, you see the kind of large ring that was originally at the center of the room. You see the hanging shards of multicolored glass. All now seem to have turned and faced towards you. And you kind of see that there were faint kind of rays of light from little holes in the ceiling that traveled through this glass towards you, Daryl. And you notice that the ring on the ground has completely lit up in a circle of runes. 8.
Are they readable runes?
What languages do you read?
I have to switch
Okay.
tabs here.
I have Aarakocra are in common. Thieves can't. Rena has common and Elvish.
Can I want to see if any of us can read it, I guess.
Sure,
But
yeah.
common, draconic, elvish, primordial, and undercommon.
I would say with the two combined knowledges here of Rena and Nastani, you would amass that each 8 of these runes are from a different language. And they're not necessarily legible, but if you had to transcribe each one, they all roughly mean beam, ray, perhaps light. It's hard to tell, but would roughly translate to that.
I am writing all of this down in my
Sure.
journal, and I'm also cataloging what the runes look like
Sure.
for me to, because I want to talk to Eris about
Write it
this.
down. So, as that happens, that happened really, really fast. Like in 3 seconds, that happened.
Yeah.
We didn't even get halfway through the round, so
Literally 3
in
seconds.
3 seconds they were there.
That's even faster than the Moon Man.
They didn't even do it.
The Moon Man was like 8 seconds. We set a new record.
Did I get hit
Okay.
from that, boss? Because I was the closest
No,
one
it does not. Luckily, it did not extend the radius, but it did up the power.
Gotcha.
That's so cool.
Um,
I'm going to drag the bodies into the room and close the door.
Yeah.
What about me with beaming rays pointing?
Your hands are still steaming,
Yeah.
but
And
you notice
also-
that the light does eventually, over the next couple seconds, fade.
Investigating the bodies.
Or you're doing what?
Investigating the bodies
Yeah,
after
do I
shove
want
them
to
in.
look at them?
Yeah, so you go over, close the doors. These were stone, One is partially kind of like the side is melted, but you kind of pull them closed. Looking at the bodies, go ahead and make an investigation check if you wanted to help with that. You guys can either do what we normally do.
Do you want me to roll
Can
together?
Can I just like?
I'm.
Because that happened whenever I was
at
using my
doing
magic, right?
investigation.
I'm
Can I just
slightly
like
better. We'll roll our
Mage
own.
hand and see if it'll react or do something?
Casting
weird?
Mage Hand.
Yeah, just like do something weird with it.
Read me Mage Hand real quick.
Special trait, or a spectral floating hand appears at the point you choose within range. The hand lasts for the duration or until you dismiss it as an action. The hand vanishes if it is ever more than 30 feet away from you. You can use your action to control the hand. You can use the hand to manipulate an object. You can move the hand up to 30 feet at one time.
Okay. Are you sitting down, focusing to cast a spell, or are you just going to throw it out?
I'm just gonna sit down and cast, or sit down and focus.
Okay. So as you sit down, you two are investigating the body. The rest of you, though, who kind of see Daryl, who has taken a seat at the center of this runic circle, casts Mage Hand. And Daryl, your hand normally is the size of of your own, but you watch as you cast it and it begins to swell in size. As it kind of gets larger, the fingers kind of become a bit more spindly until a large hand, roughly the size of perhaps your torso, appears.
Did I notice anything weird when I put on my armor of Agathis? Or was it pretty normal?
So, you cast...
Because I casted that when we were in battle.
Yeah, so I would say... Because nothing was activated. But after you kind of look at it, you notice that normally the frost that kind of clung to you during the spell normally is a light coat, but you notice that it is almost icy spears that stick out on a small scale there. That it's a much denser version of whatever you cast.
I wonder, is anyone particularly hurt or injured? Because I am. Wait, sorry, we are doing that. Yes.
Investigation check on the bodies.
22.
22?
14.
14. So, are you guys taking one and the other, or just kind of both looking at them?
I guess both looking at them to kind of.
You were both doing it, so I'll say
Yeah.
both. So, as you kind of take a look at them, the armor is fairly badly beaten. Their weapons, everything seems to have all either been partially melted or burned to cinders. In instance of the wood on the crossbows and the hilts on the swords. But nevertheless, Nastani, as you kind of carefully kind of taking the helmets off, Icarus, you can kind of see their faces already through. Nobody you recognize.
Oh, that's good.
But these definitely seem to be the elite guards. Though they may have
Not
been
so
caught
elite.
off guard.
Haha.
The right place at the wrong time. Make all the difference in the world.
Right placement on the board,
Can I-
actually.
Can I look around the room, like, just see what else? Because basically, the way you described it, was there a sheet of glass over the top, or was it these little, like,
It's
wind
like-
chime things?
It's kind of like these large sheets of chimed glass.
Okay.
So they kind of hang from the ceiling. And they were in a different arrangement when you had originally entered. And you notice as Daryl is sitting there casting spells, they almost seem to move and shift.
And there's light coming from them?
There are small holes that you see the light is kind of coming through. Somewhere from above. But it seems to be kind of focusing as the runes are lit up. Okay, well, I'll go around the room.
Okay.
The language, like me and Rena were the ones who kind of figured out language. What language was it kind of a branch off of?
There were mixtures of Elvish, I believe. Somebody said they could read Celestial. No,
It would have been her if anyone.
No, I said primordial, draconic,
Primordial.
and undercommon.
there are definitely hints of Primordial and Draconic.
I have Arin.
Um, not Auron,
Okay.
but
It'll work.
I would say, yeah, they're actually, one of them is in orc. Yeah, one of them would be. Keegan. Fun-sized.
Wiggle, the fun sized. May I don't know, I mean, what do y'all think? Wait, can I observe the room and see if is it all just glass surrounding us?
It's kind of like a mosaic almost as you stand in the center. All the glass seems to kind of almost perfectly line up as you kind of sit next to Daryl's perspective from where he sits on the ground. It hangs in large sheets, nothing too close to you guys, maybe about 50 feet up in the air, as they kind of twist and turn with the shapes of his spells. You do, however, I would say, as you're just kind of taking in the room as a whole, notice that at once there seems to have been pedestals set up where there seems to be charred kind of books. Now, and looking through them, they're mostly beyond ruined.
Any eligible?
I would say not these books, but I would say, as you kind of look around the room, you do notice there are 2 more exits to this room, and as you kind of take a peek, there are no doors. They are both staircases that lead up. But if you'd like to take a closer look, you can make a perception check.
I'll take a closer look.
All right.
I would like to do this.
You want to help him?
Yeah.
All right, go for it. Roll with advantage, or each of you roll.
I got a -1.
Natural one.
Natural one.
Natural one.
Unfortunately, that's about the extent of it. Go ahead.
Oh, my dice.
8. It's a mostly barren room, but I would say that you can surmise that you have almost naturally stumbled upon the use of this room for whatever it might be. You don't know if there was a specific thing that it was intended for. Probably not fireballs. Probably wasn't on the list of what was originally thought to be used in this room as the walls slightly melted. But
I'd like to note that I'm drawing pictures of what the room looks like, and if there's any in the ruins, symbols, anything.
got it.
Can I have Rena get in the middle of the circle thing
Yeah?
and then cast a healing spell?
Which healing spell?
Let's have her do healing word.
Okay. Go ahead and roll healing. Or who's the target, I should ask?
I guess me. No one else is really hurt.
Yeah.
And when I say me, I mean Icarus.
Okay.
Well,
Is it 1d4?
I did not
It was
think
in
it was.
between.
I did not think it was possible for a D4 to be cocked, but it landed perfect.
I believe you.
Okay. So yeah, is it the total or yeah? So
Tell me what
it's
you
2
got.
plus 7. It's 9.
Double it.
So 18.
18 to everyone in the room who is perceived as an ally.
So does that mean that we add it? Because if I'm fully healed.
Me too.
Then you're still fully healed.
Oh.
The rest of you who have any damage taken can go ahead and add 18.
Their hands are definitely better.
Huh.
Just straight back down.
Well, I guess we need to keep moving.
I would say at
Do
this
we-
point you hear
I was gonna say.
the door far down the hallway.
Alright guys, ambush time.
Ambush time.
Nope.
Let's go.
We're fully healed.
I
We
cast
still-
fireball.
No.
You're all clubbed together, you'd all die.
You said there's
I
2
got-
I
staircases
cast
going
fireball.
There are 2 staircases that go up,
left and right.
left and right. Yep.
So, if my map, and for the sake of not metagaming, the mental map that Icarus has been making,
And the actual map that I've been drawing
yep,
as Miss
is accurate, then the left hallway should kind of take us back towards where we came from, ish. Well, not well. Because that's at a bit of a wrong angle. So that's
Regardless, if we're looking at the map then, and with combined information, even if we were to not make it back up to, if we were able to track back down, we could still route back.
Oh,
Right. Like, if I put it this way, if we're
I'll give
looking,
you guys a second to discuss it, but you do hear footsteps outside. the
Do
hall.
we stay? Do we go left or
I
right?
have an idea.
We should definitely go.
if it's an ambush,
No. So I have mold earth, and I'm getting the hints of that this thing can amplify magic. Can I try and just like? You said that there was like weak walls because I burned them.
I'd say the wall's slightly melted.
Oh. Can I just try and like block the door that they came to?
Sure.
The stone wall slightly melted.
Yeah, the stone
Yeah,
wall.
I burned it into.
What's the melting point of stone? Pretty. What kind of rock is this?
This would be a Mayfig. By igneous. I have
geologist
a little
over
bit
here.
I was get a load of this guy.
mostly. No, we don't need. You don't need to know that for this.
I was about to say, do we really need
It
to
is
know
a
the
dark
specific
stone wall.
But pretty much it would have to be an
in the
insane
roll
amount
of
of
people,
people.
you just said for
It would, yeah, I
So
would say the
need
rock is on the wall is now metamorphic. If you'd like that, that means
Can
anything.
I
Careful.
block the or attempt to block the door with mold earth?
Make a intelligence check as you try to cast this. And let me also look up what that spell is.
Oh no, may as well try. Oops. 11.
11? Okay. Okay. Okay, yeah. So, as you focus, holding your hand extended out at the center of the circle, you watch as the runes on the floor grow brighter and brighter. One of them slowly beginning to flicker. You notice that whatever you're going to try, you need to do it soon as whatever is powering this seems to be running out. That's what the intelligence check was for. However, you swipe your hand and you watch as the stone on the wall freezes over the door.
That's so cool.
Well, we're stuck in here regardless.
It's definitely one of the tunnels or stairs.
Was it the melting
I
stone that was on
have an
there?
escape card. And I'm gonna hold up like my purple crystal.
I'd say he specified that he wanted to take some of the stone and just seal the room.
Okay.
So you don't know what that looks like from the other side, but
Got it.
the doors were stone as well. I'll leave it at that.
Well, if we're trapped in here, we can always try one staircase, and if it doesn't work, we go down the other.
I'm inclined to go left.
Doesn't have to
It's
try.
cool with me.
Cool with me too.
All right, so
Let's go.
you did that. Okay, cool. So going up the left staircase, you head up and enter an even a fairly large rectangular chamber. You notice that it has rows of very intricately carved columns, almost as if some of them were grown in a way from wood. This wood itself has been somewhat rotted, and you can kind of see where it's splintered and broken, and some of the balconies that they are holding up that border the room have collapsed. However, in this room, you notice that it is mostly desks, chairs, and walls of books.
Information.
There is, however, you do see, kind of at the farther end, on the right wall, another door.
I want to explore the books, and if there's any notes, journals.
Sure.
Specifically, I want to see if there's any like journals or notes on the desks.
Okay. Okay. Make a perception check for me. What's everybody else doing?
I'm probably gonna do the same. I'll
Okay.
flicker.
All
I'd
right.
probably
so-
do the same too.
All right. I'll let you all roll individually if you
Nat 20.
19.
19.
Oh, no, my bad.
Perception.
Perception. If you were looking for journals, like we were.
Oh,
Perception.
I'll just try looting
Try
and
looting.
see what I can find.
Okay. Go for make an investigation for that.
Yeah, I just see what looks interesting in this room, I guess.
Sure.
I'll just
This is a
observe.
large room. You can fly around in it if you want. There are two.
Sure.
There are 2 stories.
I got a
Check
10.
out a balcony.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll
so-
observe.
I'm writing all of this down because I know exactly who I'm going to talk to about this.
I'll observe. I'll observe the room.
Okay.
I got 13.
Okay. 13.
For my investigation, I got
Yeah.
10.
We'll start with you guys. Okay. So, kind of running through the room, just kind of the both of you kind of looking for anything of use, something readable books. Many of these books are old. They are rotted. There is this almost kind of black fungus that seems to have been overtaken a lot of it, and kind of rotted away and ate at the pages. So kind of picking between the mold is kind of throwing books here and there, illegible. Some of them you recognize as simple books. There's some pictures in some of them that kind of depicts like one with an elf with a hand up and like a large diagram of something, but the words are mostly completely illegible. However, I'll say between the two of you, you rolled a 13 and a 10.
10.
As the two of you are kind of walking around, you find the staircase up to the upper balcony. And Icarus, what did you make for your check?
Oh, what was I doing? Just
You're
perception?
just looking around the upper
Yeah.
balcony? Perception or investigation?
Sorry, 21.
21 for which one?
Perception.
Okay. I'd say you find it about the same time as these two. Or I'd say you two come up the stairs to see Icarus, who has found this object. A pedestal normally used for holding up books, perhaps for reading or keeping tomes or documentation. There's a small glass case shattered, but inside appears to be several of these small red crystalline amulets. 2, in fact. It looks like there used to be more, but there only appears to be 2 right now.
That's why rock, paper, scissors.
Inside, you see several. 2.
I said several.
So many.
There's 2.
There had been several.
There's 2. There had been several. There's 2.
There's only
Okay.
2
There's
left.
2.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll take
Must be
both.
one down.
No, I'm
Are they different in any way?
You watch as Icarus kind of grabs one. The two of you, or Icarus, are you letting them grab one, or
Can I get one?
Give me
I
one.
mean-
Give me one.
I want one.
Daryl, you're
I need
downstairs.
a
There's only 2. I'm definitely holding on to one by myself,
I'll grab one.
but I don't
You
think
remember
I
what it
care
does.
what the other
I
one does.
want it to.
Okay.
Guys,
Yeah. You said it first, so you reach up, grab it,
And oh wait, I'll put it in my bag of holding.
and you gone.
That is
Hold
totem.
on. I want to inspect this
Oh, yeah.
amulet.
Wisdom saving throw.
Ooh,
Just
great.
like lugging around rocks and you're like,
Hey, wake up.
you got like a single
15.
item in your bag of holding.
For some reason, and you can't quite explain why, you put on the necklace and tuck it beneath your tunic. And you feel that nothing else needs to be said about it.
Sketchy.
As I was just
I don't
sitting
know
in
about
the
this
bed.
house.
Yeah.
Kinda glad I didn't
I
take it
can't
out.
say anything legally.
The rest of you who are downstairs looking for
I plead the
books, correct?
Journals. I'm looking for
Journals?
journals,
Okay.
notes on the desks.
All right, you rolled a natural 20,
Mhm.
plus what?
1.
Plus 1, so 21. Nastani, you got a total of
19.
19. Daryl, what'd you get?
I got a 14.
14? Okay, so
Sitting-
Daryl, you find, I would say all 3 of you find that the large collection of books at the center of the tables have actually already kind of almost been sorted. As in, like, these are the legible ones. And Daryl, you find several books. What languages do you speak?
Gnomish and common?
You can't quite understand what these words say. There are a few words in common, but most of them seem to be written in a much more finer handwriting.
Mm.
But 2 of you, I would say Dara, as you pick up, you actually find something that looks out of place on the table. As you kind of clear some of the books away, what you find appears to be parchment, fresh parchment. Not old or decayed, but it almost seems to have a map of this, which are soon to be ruins, labeled on it. And there are small notes on the side going over, saying mostly just kind of blurbs of no, no, no. You see numbers 1 through 6 on what appears to be a second bend of the U. that you originally came through. You see where the traps are marked. You see that the location you are currently in has been labeled the Grand Library. This is all in common. And you see that there's a hallway connecting this room towards the main hallway. However, you do see that listed on it, rubble and debris fill the hallway. You notice that the downstairs area is called the Inaltis. However, it does say broken next to it. Across from the Inaltis appears to be the armaments. Down the hall in the room that you guys originally came downstairs to, the examination room. To the hallway to the right, you see it goes further down before taking a right turn. The training grounds. Connected to the training grounds is another stairway that is listed as containment. The rooms that were left upstairs, the one that would have been to your right after the fire trap is listed as the alchemy lab. And the one and the two doors just ahead of that, the right leads to containment, the left leads to the barracks. And the one past that is another staircase leading to armaments.
Wait, what was the giant place that we just got out of? What was it?
The Inaltis.
Yeah, obviously I showed the map to everybody.
Okay. Vistani with a 19. As Darrow definitely finds arguably the one important to the situation. You find a journal. It is leather bound, kept nicely, but you also notice that this one in particular has been set to the side. The pages are old, but as you kind of flip through it, it is mostly intact. It would take you a while to read it, so if you want to sit down and read it, you can.
What language is it?
What languages do you speak?
Common, Draconic, Elvish, Primordial.
You can read it. It is written in Elvish.
Woohoo!
So, if you want to take time to read it,
I want to at least read through, like skim through and see if there's anything that sticks out, but I am going to keep this journal with me.
okay. Flipping through it, it seems to just go for maybe about half, and then it kind of ends. And I would say the notes in the ending are fairly final, almost, as it separates itself with its date as well as the author's name. And as you take a second to read it, Kirani Ilikar, chronologist of the Kerfarar.
Wait, Karani.
Kirani Ilikar, chronologist of the Kerfarar. And you can see that this passage has been circled by a different set of
Carafar?
Kerfarar. But it would take you a while to transcribe and read. So you can either do this now or
That was like the name of the person who wrote this. Like
that's the last passage. Yep.
I'm taking it around with me. I'm putting it in my bag.
Back. Got it. What else?
So I guess on the map, the only way out of here besides the way that we came from was blocked, he said.
Well, if we, wasn't
That's so funny. Shit.
the other staircase off the Inaltis was
Also
that labeled?
leads to the library.
Oh,
They
okay.
both lead to the library?
They both lead to the library. Yep. And you see they're both kind of just.
Does the library have any exits?
It does. It to the Inaltis and to the rubble.
Oh, well, I thought we could get out this way. My bad, guys.
Well, we should have been able to. There was
There-
a tunnel
There
that
was
has.
a tunnel that was blocked.
Can I look at it and see what the blockage, how bad that is?
You open it. About maybe 12 feet from the door, it is rubble, just piles of crackstone.
Wow.
Would you be able to
Tell
use
the fauna to start
magic
eating.
to move it?
Or I
and open
could
the pathway?
I could use my hammer and just
Get to
bang
I
on
was gonna
that.
say maybe
Yeah, if you
this
guys
might
want
be a bit
to spend
much.
some time and
I don't want to mess
Cast
with
Well,
Craig's
Minecraft your
strategy.
way out of this. And
My hammer
Yeah,
explodes.
While they're doing this, I'm gonna take my purple crystal out. And I'm gonna talk to Ares.
Okay.
I can do something.
I'm gonna say, Ares, are you awake?
Yes.
I'm down in the mines of Treacherous, and I found a very interesting passageway that I think you and Zinha might be interested in. So if you could somehow meet me at one of the taverns here, I would like to share it with you, the information I found.
All right.
It's,
Is it
well, the advisory's trying to, like, hunt us down.
the advisory is trying to hunt you down?
Well, we didn't mean to come down here. Rena fell down, and we were trying to,
What did you do?
tried to save my friend.
I feel like you're leaving some of the truth out.
Not well. Okay. Well, it was behind a mine shaft that we had to break down to get down this hallway, and then we didn't realize we were breaking and entering, and that we would be hunted down. So now we're technically.
How
on
did
the-
you not realize you were breaking and entering?
Just
Because
because we broke something and then entered it does not mean it's breaking and entering.
Well, I just mean we were kind of panicking because we would like Rena was trapped away from us, and there was a fire element, something down there that would have hurt her. So we didn't realize that this was still an active tunnel until we heard voices mentioning the advisory and Lady Gardvia.
Lady Godvia!
I don't know what it means. You're gonna have to tell me. Or at least
You have to get out of there immediately.
We're trying.
Try hard.
Does that mean we're like
Do you
felons now,
need
that we burned them all?
I think we're a little bit more than felons.
Broken into.
Yeah.
Or war criminals.
I'll call you back and let you know.
You made connection?
Did she end the connection?
Did you?
No.
She's silent.
We're working on it. We found a map, so we can at the very least get back out.
If you need help, this is a one-time thing.
What do you mean for the rest of this race, one time thing?
Until you return home.
No, I don't need help. I was just letting you know that I think there's information.
Well, if it's an emergency, like, I don't know, you pissed off the advisors.
I didn't know I pissed off the advisory!
And they're higher up. The second general of Cilicia, right hand of the sovereign. I need to know these things
I didn't know until literally maybe 10 minutes ago. Well,
before
actually,
you start any more wars. I will give you some time to think this out, but do not hesitate to call me if you need me. Unfortunately, it is a one-time thing, and I wish it wasn't.
Okay. I will talk to my group and I'll let you know. I'm gonna relay all this information I just learned to everyone else.
Who
So-
is your friend?
Eris? She's my mentor, my aunt.
You recognize that name. You recognize that name.
Yeah.
I don't recognize that name.
Please. Do you know my aunt Eris?
Sort of.
I tell her why. I know her.
Well, I don't know. You have to
They
tell
don't
me.
know. Nobody here knows. Why do you know her?
I don't
I
know.
can't. I would like to know too.
Why do you know her? It can be left in mystery, but
It
basically...
was a while ago. You remember?
I know, yeah.
What?
Is she your weird magic friend? No.
Yes, she's my mentor.
She's mean.
She's not
Ladies.
mean. She's just tired all the time.
So you're saying you talk to a rock every so often?
Yes. I actually have two, and I'm going to show him the blue. Oh, three! I'm going to show him the purple, the blue, and the orange one on my neck.
She's got a cooler rock than you did.
I don't have any rock.
So how do
She's
you
got
guys
that.
know this magic lady?
Yeah, how do you know her?
She kind of like took our friend.
What do you mean she...
No, not that one. The one that bailed you out of prison.
Oh yeah.
What happened? Like, how do you know? Because she does a lot of...
Just kind of down like a cave, and it was like she was like always tired and like.
So she hired you.
Yeah, we kind of got out of prison because of her.
But then she sent us into like this hole and was like kind of mean, but like.
This
you know what I'm
hole?
saying. I don't know. Yeah. No.
Not this hole.
No.
Different hole.
Anyway,
Different holes.
basically, if I piss off the advisor anymore, we might start a war again, is what she was telling me.
Oh, that's great.
So wait, why would you start a war?
Because she's the second hand of the general?
The sovereign.
The
It's sovereign.
And what does that have to do with you?
Well, I do think that if anything happens, it could be a war, and I might have connections.
Well, yeah, it sounds like that you're not telling us something.
Scotty takes out a flask. It's just.
Well, as much as I would like to interrogate you, we need to figure out a way out
You
of
can
here.
interrogate me later, I
Did
promise.
you tell her that we incinerated them and
No,
like,
I left that bit out.
blew them up?
It's possible. How much do I know about Guardia?
So you actually would have worked with Guardvia for your duration.
That's about what I thought. Yeah.
Yeah. You know that she served under the previous emperor, and kind of currently serves under the current one. She is a bit cold, and enigmatic, one might say. But she is the right hand for a reason, and she has been the right hand for 2 generations of sovereigns now.
What I'm confused about is, didn't they say when we overheard them that they were intruders that stole something? Or was it just intruders in general?
They said the intruders had stolen something and they needed to get it back.
So,
That's what I said.
there could be other intruders aside from us here.
I think the evidence in this library points that way. The map has writing and circles on it. There was a pedestal upstairs that was smashed and something was stolen.
And I think
That may
Ares,
be what they're referring to.
Ares might just mean that if we're down here learning information, they might interpret it as us gathering information against them.
Is it entirely plausible or likely that the what used to be many amulets and is now 2 is what they're referring to when they said something was stolen?
Could be. This was, I would say, this is kind of the most secluded area on the upper balconies of the Grand Library, where you would have to go through several different passageways to get to. It's blocked off from the main entrance, so I could see how you could come to that conclusion.
But why would
That
they
feels
only
really
steal?
condescending. Thank you.
I'm trying not to
I
confirm
know.
or deny.
I
sorry.
know.
Why wouldn't they steal all of them?
I would say on the map there are other marks as well, other than the Grand Library. The other marks happen to be in containment. So
It's possible that there was a group of people, maybe 4 or 5, and then there were 6 or 7 amulets. Each of them took one, and they ran with those.
And as to answer your question about me, because I am from Oxar, and we're kind of a closed-off country in general, I think if anyone found us down here and found me from Oxar, they might think that I'm gathering information for the country. That could be a conclusion they come to.
Okay. Took you a little long to come up with that answer, but
You stress me out!
The most important thing right now is to get out of here. And if we run into anyone else, I suggest, if it's possible to get by without fighting, we should. I will try to talk to them.
This guy over here.
I think we should try and go to the rubble, or try and figure out a way to get to the rubble.
one or the other.
Rubble. Can I try and cast something on the rubble?
you walk over to the rubble, sure. We cast it.
Can I just cast Thunderwave?
Thunderwave?
Yeah.
Sure. You cast Thunderwave. Go ahead and roll damage.
Alright.
Is this a cantrip or a first level?
First level.
Can I also try that?
You have Thunder Wave?
No, I don't have Thunder Wave, but I was gonna get something else.
Yeah. What's she doing?
I could use my breath weapon.
Okay.
Okay, then I'm gonna
Yeah, sure.
I'm gonna go in with the hammer.
I need 2d6s.
And I'm just gonna boom 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 boom.
All right. Yeah. Go ahead. Make an attack.
Oh, it is 2d.
Oops, pop ahead.
Hey.
I'll take that one.
Nice.
I got an 11.
Nice. Okay. 11 points of what?
Breath weapon.
Blue
Blue.
Dragonborn.
Yes, 14. Yeah, blue dragon.
Lightning.
Yes, lightning.
No, it's okay.
Okay. So, what'd you roll? What'd you roll to hit?
I got an 8.
An 8. Just go ahead and roll damage real quick.
Oh,
And then you go ahead and roll damage.
I rolled 7.
7.
Or wait,
11.
no. Yeah, 7.
7, 11, and
2.
2. Okay.
Wait a second.
Plus your hammer damage, or the fire damage.
Oh, 2
From the
plus.
explosion.
Yeah.
That's 2 total.
Wait,
What?
what did I do wrong? Oh my god. What
A
did
2
I
to
do
hit?
wrong? Yes.
Wait, with what are you? Huh?
How did you get? I know you have more than plus 2 to hit with your hammer.
Wait,
What
You
did
have
you
something-
roll?
Oh, that's what I did. 8.
8.
That's what I did wrong.
So, I would say with the combined efforts of all 3 of you just going for it, with the kind of shattering of the stones and just kind of blasting them and smashing a hammer into them, that explodes. You guys start kind of pounding into the rocks and starting to kind of dig a little bit as you're kind of making some clearance. Now, it's worth mentioning this is a decently long hallway, and you don't know how deep the rubble goes. But as you do that, you're able to kind of sift it better, a lot easier. So it would take
It's
a
gonna
while
take
of these
so
efforts to continue this.
It's better than backtracking into people, though.
Is it?
Yes. I guess I'm gonna cast Unseen Servant, and I'm just gonna use my hands, and then the Unseen Servant to just help
Yeah.
clearing it
Yeah,
out.
more people.
Yeah. Okay. I guess I'm.
Icarus, do you think that if we are found, we might be able to convince them that we can help them find the other intruders?
We can try.
And I also worry if we are to tell the guards that we found the bodies in here, do you think we should exclude that we found them here?
I've already gone to jail for Silesia one time for no reason. They are not very forgiving, even if you haven't done anything.
The current
They did almost kill a 12-year-old.
the current Cilician government is certainly not forgiving. That's why I left.
I say we try to get the hell out of here.
We definitely want to avoid them at all costs. And if we're forced to run into them, we'll figure that out as we go.
Okay. So, you guys all digging?
Yeah.
Yes, so.
Yeah. So, as you've collected the journals, the amulets, the maps, you hear a thunderous blast from somewhere beneath.
Oh, they're breaking in.
Heavy footsteps. You continue to dig. Shutting the doors behind you. Yeah.
Yes, definitely. And then
I'm gonna move the rubble behind us so it hides our tracks.
Can we put some of the rubble, like, blocking the door?
Yes.
Oh yeah, I can use mold earth and block the door.
Yeah.
So yeah, it is loose stone. You start using mold earth now, casting behind you, almost just shifting the rubble 5 feet down the way as you are slowly kind of dispersing, and then you kind of hear people shouting,
What are
looking
they
about, and that's where we're gonna leave off tonight's game.
Dang.
So
That was fun.
thank you guys for coming on. Hopefully you'll be here for another couple episodes, maybe. But anyway,
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned for next week. So thank you again, everybody, for tuning in to tonight's show.
yeah. Due to the like button, what he did to those guards.
Oh no!
You just gotta just
Yeah. Anyway, so thank you guys so much for tuning in. Good night. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks a
Adios.
lot.